All right. I think we are officially live here. At least it says that we are. So we are going to we're going to kick off this jam session as soon as we wait a few minutes. And I've got some cool things I want to share with you here today. Today's topic, but this is the official jam session. I am in a different location. We are at the lake house right now and actually getting ready to head on out to the lake here as soon as I get done with this. But you guys know I've committed to doing my coffee talks and the jam sessions, and it's Friday. It is a jam session time, 10 a.m. Eastern time. So here we are showing up. And I can see that we're starting to get some people coming in. So that's good. Octavio, what's happening, my man? Karen, what is up? Beautiful day. Yeah, it's a beautiful day here as well. And anyone that's in Brand Creators Academy, I just posted a picture of my setup in here. Literally, my laptop is set up on like these paper towel box thingy. Anyway, I had to get the elevation up. So we have a little makeshift here. But yeah, I wanted to give us some shout outs here. We got Octavio in the house. What's up, man? Let's see here. Phil, what's up, man? How are you? Good to see you. Let's see here. Happy Labor Day to you as well, Kate. Lena, what's up? How are you? Lena, I actually sent you back a video on your response, so just wanted to throw that out there. Corey, what's up? How are you? Michael, good. What's up? Good morning to you as well. Yeah, we will enjoy the lake this week. We're going to have great weather. Let's see here. Jana, what's up? Good morning. Let's see. Derek, what's up? Got your notification today. That's good. That is good. Salama, what's up? How are you? Derek's in the house. Atlanta in the house. All right, guys, what I'm going to do real quick, I got a cameo appearance here. All right, we've got someone coming in here. Who's coming in? Oh, and it's actually my wife as well, Lisa. So what's up? We got Lisa making an appearance, and we got the baby, and we got Maisie licking toes. She's got a foot fetish, we think. But I wanted to kind of show off, both of these, beautiful human beings. So, and actually my dog here too, and Brody's over there. So we're surrounded, but isn't she cute? She's getting so big. Isn't she getting so big? Look at her. She's not sure about the licking of the feet, I think. What do you think? Emmy, what do you think? What do you think? Should we talk about how to sell a digital product today? She already knows how to build an email list because the last time she was on, we were building email lists, if you guys remember. So, okay. Well, hey, Emmy's got to go. What's Emmy going to do? She got to eat? What is she doing now?
No,
she's just going to go. She's going to go play. What does a little baby like this play? How do they play? We'll figure it out. All right. Guys, say hello to Emmy and say goodbye to Emmy, and she'll be maybe making another appearance one of these days. Who knows? All right, maybe Monday. Monday we'll still be here. All right, cool. That was fun. Karen says, "Oh, what a great family." Thank you, Karen. Lena, oh my God, the baby is so cute. Yes, she is adorable. Yeah, she is adorable. And she's really good. She actually slept really good last night. Like I woke up this morning, I came out and my daughter was out here and my son-in-law, they were up early. And it was around 6:30, 6:45. And I said, how did she do last night? And they go, she did great. I go, yeah, I didn't hear her. They go, yeah, because she didn't cry. And I'm like, oh, well, that's good. Yes, Lisa and Emmy K. That is right. Yep. Awesome. All right, cool. So guys, we are going to be doing, like I said, we're going to be doing our live jam session here. If you guys have any questions on this topic of, well, first off, we're going to kick it off with like how to sell a digital product. All right. How to actually sell it. We talked in a past coffee talk about how to create one. Now we're going to talk about how to actually sell it. Once you have the thing created, how do we sell it? Now, before I do need to remind you that we are going to be doing a full day workshop, Brand Accelerator Live virtual event. It's going to be a full day workshop. And one of those sessions is going to be how to create your digital product from scratch and sell it within 30 days. Okay. There's one session I'm going to be teaching that's going to go through the entire process. I'm going to give you examples of what I've done, how you can replicate it. And then also, there's going to be a lot of what we've talked about here in the past on the Coffee Talks, and that is like how to build your email list. Because part of today, what I'm going to be talking about is if you have an email list, makes it a little bit easier to sell. All right. So That's what we're going to be talking about. I'll share a little bit of a story with you guys today too, kind of how this whole thing works, but also what I've learned over the years by doing it numerous times. So before I do that though, if you guys do not have your ticket, and if you do have a ticket to Brand Accelerator Live 2020, the virtual event, drop it in the comments. Let me know. I want to see who is coming September 12th. Early bird tickets are available until Monday night. So make sure that you grab your tickets if you haven't done so already. baltickets.com. Again, that's baltickets.com, and you can grab your tickets over there. All right. Also, one other thing, let me know where you are viewing this. I'm curious if you are watching this inside of the Rock Your Brand group, the new group, which, by the way, we're just about at 400 members, and we've turned away about 220 probably in that range. And it's very simple. The reason why. Number one, if they don't have a profile picture, we just don't accept them. Okay. Number two, you have to answer 3 questions, and 2 of them are yes or no questions. The other one is just like telling us a little bit about where you're at in your journey. That's it. Like, what do you want to get from the group? That's it. Right. So if you're interested, if you are watching this on the Facebook page or somewhere else, maybe YouTube, you can go on over to, I'll actually put that up here, brandcreators.com/RYB. That'll take you to the group page. It'll ask you to request to join, and then you just have to fill out those few questions. And that's it. But I'm just curious, is this being published inside of the Rock Your Brand group? The group is fairly new, so I want to make sure that everything's connected properly. All right. All right. So let's go here. Friday jam session. So you guys know how it works, right? I'm going to pause for a minute because then my editor is going to come in and he's going to see this little void here, this little blank spot. And then that's where we're going to pick it up and we're going to post this on or publish this on the podcast. All right. So let me take a sip of coffee here real quick, and then we're going to get rocking and rolling. And if you have any questions, guys, this jam session is for your questions. Any question at all. It doesn't have to be just on this topic, although I'm going to start with this topic. All right. All right, here we go. All right, guys, welcome to this Friday jam session. You guys know, if you guys have been paying attention or listening, or maybe you're attending these live, or if you're listening to this on the podcast, this is one of the highlights of my week. I get to hang out with some really cool people on our Friday jam session inside of the Rock Your Brand group, and we get to discuss things like today's topic, which is going to be all about how do I sell my digital product. We've talked about in the past how to come up with your product. We talk about minimal viable product as well, but how do you create the product? We've already talked about that in the past, so you can go back and listen to one of those episodes, or you can well, I've done it here on the Coffee Talks, but you can also go on the podcast. But today what I'm going to be talking about is actually how to sell that product. And the reason is because I've had people say, Scott, that's great. We got the product created, but how do I sell it? Okay. So I'm going to give you guys 5 different ways to sell the digital product. Now that we have the digital product, how do we get it out there? How do we get people to see it? Right. And there's some organic ways and there's some paid ways. And we're going to cover all 5 of those here today. Now, here's what I want to do, though. If you're listening to this on the podcast and you want to be part of our live jam session on Fridays, all you need to do is head on over to brandcreators.com/RYB. And then what you can do is request to join the group. Once you're approved, then you'll get notified when we go live and you can participate. All right. That's what we want you to do. So again, if you head on over to brandcreators.com/RYB, you can request to join if you're not already a member, and that's where you'll get notified when we go live, and you can participate in these live coffee talks. If you're watching this on YouTube, then you can see me. I'm actually having a cup of coffee. That's why it's called Coffee Talk, and I usually have a guitar hanging up behind me because it's my jam session, but today I don't have it behind me because I'm at a different location. If you're listening to this, you don't realize this, but I'm at my lake house. We're celebrating Labor Day weekend with family, and I decided to do this jam session anyway because, well, I'm consistent, and I talk about being consistent. I talk about committing to, what you're doing, and I'm practicing what I'm preaching. I'm here. I'm going to take a half hour. We're going to cover some questions, and then we're going to move on. We're going to go out there, and today we're going to play a little bit, but normally we go on out there and we take action. All right, so let's talk about this. I have my product created, my digital product, and this actually goes for any product for that matter. Just with a digital product, there's a few more things that we can do with it because we don't have to worry about inventory. We don't have to think about how do we fulfill it, all of those things. It's pretty easy to deliver a digital product, all right? And if you guys don't have a digital product yet, you really should be thinking about creating a digital product for your business or a few of these, okay? So let's talk about this, all right? So the very first thing that I recommend doing, very first thing, is putting it on your website. Now, I know that seems kind of obvious, but a lot of people don't do that and they wonder why they don't sell any more of their product. Now, I don't mean it has to be a blatant thing on your website, but why not put maybe you're going to use Hello Bar, or maybe you're using ConvertKit, and you can use a little sticky bar at the very top, and maybe you're going to run a promotion for the week, or maybe you're just going to draw attention that you have a brand new product. Put it there. Right? If you have any traffic at all, I don't care if you have 50 visitors a day, that's 50 people that get to see that you have a product for sale. Okay. The other place to put it on a website is on your sidebar. Okay. On the sidebar, create a little image graphic of the product. And then from there, it's clickable. That can take them over to the sales page. Okay. Another place to put it is if you have, different content that is already kind of designed around this, right? Or around the topic or whatever the digital product is, then why not just go to those posts and add in a graphic, right? Or some type of call to action. It doesn't even have to be a graphic. It could just be a text link that basically talks about it, and then you just link over to the product. So that's the most simplest one, is make sure that you are putting this on your website. I know it seems obvious, but make sure you do it, okay? Make sure that's the obvious one. Do it, okay? Put that on your website, all right? Now, number 2, start creating content on your website that is specifically around the product, right? So if you're selling, maybe you're selling, I don't know, how to catch more bass in a pond, right? And you have a post that talks about how to catch more bass in a pond, and you have one of the things that's included in there, just use one of those things as the blog content. It's also cool because now what we have is we have a piece of content that is organically indexed by Google, Bing, Yahoo, any other search engines. It's able to be found, right? So you want to create these different pieces of content that are around that product, okay? And you can find different angles, okay? Different angles. A perfect example is, you guys know that I have a book out called Brand Creators, the Playbook, okay? Well, in the playbook, there's some areas that we cover, okay? One of them is how to create content so you can get organic search, right? Well, there's a whole section in there. So I could write a whole blog post, which I've done. I've done podcast episodes too, where basically we talk about creating content. Well, in there, I can also say, if you want, a whole process to help you with this, check out the playbook. And then boom, it would bounce over to the playbook. Right? Same thing with email list building. If I'm talking about email list building, I'm going to create a blog post about email list building, and it's going to link over to the playbook because there's a whole section in there about email list building. So even though the book might have multiple topics or multiple areas, call out each specific one, write content about it, and then from there, you can get traffic from that organically. That'll naturally be coming. Okay? So that's number 2, create content. The other thing is, if you have a YouTube channel, create a YouTube video about the topic, okay? And then you can also take that and embed it on your website, okay? Another thing is Pinterest. If you have Pinterest going, which I recommend that you do, if you have Pinterest, if you have a Pinterest account and you're actively using it, create pins that will lead people to maybe a blog post that talks about the product, okay? That's why the blog post that we create can also be used not just for organic traffic, as far as like getting picked up by Google. We can also amplify that content with Pinterest, right? And then it brings people over that wouldn't have normally found us, okay? So that's another thing, okay? So there's really like 3 things there, right? Blog post, YouTube video, Pinterest. Now, you don't have to do them all, right? Pick one and do it. Again, that's an evergreen asset that we're putting out there that could lead people back, that could buy the product, okay? Now, let me call a timeout here real quick. That also works if you have a physical product, by the way. Right? If you have a physical product, you should be creating content around the physical product that could lead people there that would be potentially wanting to buy it. Okay. So again, this isn't just for digital, but it does work really well with digital, at the same time. All right. So that's number 2. Number 3. Okay. Email list. Okay. If you have an email list, this is why I talk about this so darn much. Do a promotion. Let people know you just created this thing, or maybe they already know it because you've been letting them know that you're building this thing or creating this thing, and now they're ready for it. But the one thing I will say, and this is a big mistake a lot of people make, is they don't create a promotion around it. They just go, hey, it's for sale, go buy it. No, we have to have some type of promotion. We have to have some type of deadline in here because we need that scarcity piece in there. In scarcity, a lot of people look at that like, oh, well, you're tricking people. No, we're actually saying we're going to give a discount for 3 days. Okay, here's why. It's a brand new product. We want to get it in people's hands so we can get some testimonials, right? It's real. So always have a deadline baked in somewhere. Okay, so email, hands down, is going to be a really huge driver for sales. And the other thing that you can do is in an email is you can then put it into your autoresponder sequence. So again, if you're listening to this and you're like, Scott, I don't know what an autoresponder is. It's basically just an email sequence that's automated. You write it, but then you say, after they opt in, I want them to get email number 1 immediately. And then 2 days later, I want them to get email number 2. And then 3 days later, I want them to get email number 3, and so on. And we can continually educate, but then also we can promote our products, okay? And one thing that you can do, which we've been doing, it's been working pretty well, is you just create what I call a super signature. And what that is after you get done writing your email, even below the PS, you just add a little line break, and then below it, you just say something like, want help catching more bass, ? Grab our ultimate guide to catching more bass here, right? And then you can put in there, this has helped so many, catch, 5 pound plus bass, in, their weekend outings or something like that. And that's it. That's the super signature, right? It's after the email. It's a slight little promotion on the end of all of your emails. We call that a super signature. Okay. So that's number 3, email. That's why I'm big on building an email list. All right. If you're listening to this when it airs, which is going to be after we get done with Brand Accelerator Live, the virtual event, we're doing a whole session on email list building. And if you want to get access to the recordings from the Brand Accelerator Live event, if they're available at this time, just go to baltickets.com and you may be able to purchase a virtual ticket there. Okay, so just again, this is going to be aired after the event. So again, if you want to watch that, you can go there and see if there's any virtual tickets, which is going to be basically the recordings. Okay, so 1, put it on your website anywhere you can. Number 2, create content around it. Blog, YouTube, Pinterest, anything that you can do, right? 3, email promotions. If you're not building your list, this is why we want to build our list, okay? Do a promotion. Put it in your super signature. Put it in your weekly content. Put it in your autoresponder, nurturing campaign, all of that stuff, all right? Moving on. Number 4. Number 4 is social media. If you have social media, use it. If you don't worry about it. Okay. I'm just putting this in here because most people are going to have a Facebook fan page or a Facebook group. So you might as well put it out there, right? I'm not saying that should be your strategy to sell your products because the organic reach on Facebook pages is really low. They want you to pay for it, but you need a Facebook page in order to run a Facebook ad. Okay. So you might as well put it there anyway. Okay. And if you have a group, put it in the group. Right. And the thing is put it in there with not like you're just pushing the product. Again, it's kind of like you're writing a blog post. Talk about a problem that this is solving or a thing that it's going to help them with. And then you just say, if you want more like this, go here. And then you just promote it that way. All right. So that is number 4. If you have a Facebook fan page, a Facebook group, or if you have Instagram, sure, put it there. It's not going to be evergreen. I'm not a fan of non-evergreen stuff. As you guys know, I like to create the thing, the asset, and let it keep working versus it being Instagram where I got to keep feeding it every 24 hours. That's why I like Pinterest better. And I don't look at really Pinterest as social media as much because it's a search engine for content. People go there to search. It's also picked up by Google. You won't find usually an Instagram search result for a piece of content on a how-to or a question. You usually just don't, right? That's not what the platform is built for. All right. So that's number 4. And number 5 is paid ads, Facebook ads. right? If you have a digital product, and if you've been going through what we've been talking about, it can look like this. It can look as simple as this. You have a lead magnet, which is a free thing that you're giving away. And then immediately the lead magnet will lead to the paid product. Okay. So a perfect example is, you guys know I have the checklist, a checklist that helps you validate your niche to make sure before you do anything and waste any time that your market lends itself to building it out, right? So the checklist is free, right? So if you go to brandcreators.com/checklist, there's going to be a little page there that will allow you to download the checklist. There's also a video there now too. I added a video there. If you guys haven't been there, you might want to go there, because if you haven't been there in a while, you wouldn't see it. I recorded like a 25-minute little case study video around the checklist, and then the checklist, and that is available for the opt-in. But then immediately after that, I'm going to offer you the playbook, because it's the next natural step, right? So again, that's what you want to do. So in a Facebook ad, what we can do is we can drive traffic to the free thing, build the email list, and then on the thank you page, we can offer the playbook. Okay. The other thing we can do is we can just drive directly to the paid thing, right? The thing is, when you're running paid ads, you need more of a back end in order to recoup, or at least you need to know that you have stuff that they can purchase additionally, because they might have come in on something. Maybe it's the free thing, but the thing you're offering them on the back end, they don't need it right now. But there's maybe 2 or 3 other things that they do need that you have. So that's where you can follow up and make those offers. So really, if you can recoup it within 14 days or even 30 days, that's good. And then we get that lead for free, or better yet, we can make a small profit. Maybe put $1 in, get $1.10 back. I'll take that all day long. Maybe more, maybe $1.50 back. Okay. So Facebook ads can be tricky if you allow them to be. But what actually, again, at Brand Accelerator Live, we had a whole session that Chris Schaefer put together that actually shows a very, very simple strategy that you can use and literally get results in 7 days, like get the data in 7 days, less than 7 days at times. So again, that's a great session that you should probably attend if you're at all interested in driving traffic to anything. We're just going to be using it for a digital product because we're teaching that at Brand Accelerator Live. So why not use that? But it can be applied to anything. Okay. I mean, let's just face it. There's 2 elements. I talked about this. There's 2 elements. There's traffic and there's offers. That's it, right? I got to get traffic. There's multiple ways to get traffic, right? But I need traffic. I need eyeballs, the right eyeballs. And then 2, I need offers. If I can come up with those 2 things and just focus on those 2 things, it's a good chance I'm going to be able to grow my business, right? Now, email is a big thing in there, but email kind of has to do with traffic, right? We get the right people, we start sending traffic over to the product or the offers or our content or wherever we want to send them, right? Or maybe we just want to get engagement or feedback. All right. So again, let's just recap here. 5 different ways. Okay. Number 1, put it on your website. Number 2, create content around it. Number 3, email list. Okay. Email the list. Number 4, social media, Facebook page, group, Instagram, whatever you have available. 5, run Facebook ads. Okay. So there's your 5 ways to sell a digital product or a physical product or anything, a service. It doesn't even matter. It's 5 things that I would use in order to try to sell my stuff. Okay. So there they are. Okay. Now what we're going to do, because this is what we do on the jam sessions, we're going to open it up for some Q&A. Okay. I already see there's a bunch of comments in here, so I'm going to go through them. And if this makes it to the podcast, then we'll go ahead and we'll air it. But if not, then we'll probably just have this in the Rock Your Brand private group. All right. So we're going to go ahead and open it up for some questions. Let's see here. All right. Okay. Here we are. Wow. Awesome. Abhinav. Did I pronounce that right? Abhinav. Hello from India. I mean, how crazy is it right now that I'm sitting here in North Carolina and I'm connecting with someone in India? Like, how crazy is that, guys? I mean, it just blows my mind every time I see that. But Abnia, thank you for attending. It's awesome. Okay, Corey says Facebook, that must be where you're at. I'm there watching from, oh, cool. Okay, Karen's in the group. Cool. Okay, cool. Okay. Watching through, oh, okay, cool. Adrian, what's up? Good morning. I'm watching through the group. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, how do we get tickets to the event? Well, if you are watching this live right now and it's before September 12th, you just need to go to baltickets.com. So if you go to baltickets.com right now, you will get access to the September 12th all-day event. It's literally starting at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We're going through 6 o'clock at night. Plus, we have a networking cocktail hour from, I think, 6 to 7, or I forget the details. We have the schedule, but I don't have it in front of me. So that's how you get the tickets if you're interested. Let's see. Okay, Derek says, I'm going to get my ticket today. I'll get the VIP. Yeah, VIP, just to kind of throw it out there, a VIP ticket, we have two different options. One, you can attend live, okay, and just watch it all day long, okay, for one price. And then if you want the VIP, what that gives you is it gives you live access. It also gives you the recordings, plus it gives you recordings to last year's Brand Accelerator Live 2019 event, which was a 2-day event, which was awesome, and it was an in-person event. There was over 200 people that showed up to that. It was awesome. Cool. Derek, yes, group working properly now. Awesome. What's up, Karen? Good to see you. Kay, what's up? Good morning to you. Oh, cool. Adrian, how to become a home baking pro goes live tomorrow. Awesome. Congratulations. That deserves a high five. Boom. Great job. Awesome. Okay, Derek, this is a good question. I think the question is, does video have more SEO value? No, I don't believe it does. Now, if you are putting a video on YouTube or putting a video on your blog, yes, if you put it on YouTube, it's going to have more SEO for that platform, okay? Plus, YouTube videos do get picked up in Google search, okay? So I would say if it was me and I was going to be able to do the videos myself, I would say do the video, then take the video, transcribe it, edit it, make a blog post out of it, embed the video on the blog post. Now I got two different pieces that will work on YouTube. It'll also work on my blog. So that's what I would do there. I keep hearing about Google Mop First. Not sure what this all means. I'm not really sure either. So Mobi First, is that it? I'm not sure on that. Can't give you a great answer on that. Can you sell your digital through ConvertKit, or you need another way to take payment? Great question. ConvertKit just came out with a merchant feature. The issue is it's not available to everyone right now. Okay. Right now, currently, we have 4 different ConvertKit accounts, and none of them have it, even though we signed up to be one of the beta testers. It just randomly is out there. It will become something where we will be able to use it probably in the next, I would say, 1 to 2 months. But in the meantime, a simple way to sell your product, there's actually a couple different ways. There's plugins for WordPress that allow you to do it. There's WooCommerce will allow you to do it. There's also Gumroad. Okay, Gumroad will allow you to take payments. It'll also allow you to create a little sales page. It'll also allow you to deliver the product through them. So I've used them in the past. It's a great little company, and it's pretty simple to use. So you don't have to worry about anything other than just creating the product, putting it up there, and then you can actually embed that on your website or even on a page on your site, and then it will take the payments for you. Let's see. How would you sell if you have no subscriber Facebook ads? Yes, but I wouldn't go direct to sale. You got to remember, most people are not going to buy immediately, right? So what I would say is let's start building the list. Right? Let's get that list built up. And I don't mean it has to be massive. Let's build the list, and then let's start to slowly make offers, right? That's what I would probably recommend. Or what you could do is, if you are going to run Facebook ads, run the Facebook ads to a lead magnet. Then on a thank you page, we make an offer. And then from there, we can get maybe even 2% of people that buy it. That'll help offset the cost. But then we can also follow up with those people through an autoresponder to try to get them to buy later. So that's what I would probably say. Your quickest way is going to be Facebook ads, but I would also develop content on the back end that will bring people in on a regular basis. Is it better to create a product once I have a list? How many? Okay, yeah. I would not worry about building the product as of yet. I would try to figure out what is the problem that you're going to solve, or what is the thing you're going to help them with. If you're helping someone learn how to play guitar, it might be like how to learn how to play, 3 songs in the next 24 hours or something like that. That would be your lead magnet. On the back end of that would be the product, which might be a more robust, ebook or something like that. But I think you got to figure out what is that you're going to help someone with, or something that they would want to enter their email with. And then we start talking about like, okay, how do I build my list? And, what is a good lead magnet? All of those things. Do I recommend Facebook ads over Google ads or Bing ads? Yes, Facebook ads, 100%. Google is going to be more search, and Facebook is going to be more of almost like a pattern interrupt in a sense. But you can target so crazy good. So I would personally, Facebook ads is where I would go. I wouldn't go to Google myself. Now, if you have experience with Google, it might be different for you. But for me, I'm going Facebook ads all day long. How do you put a time offer on the thank you page? It's a great question. There's different plugins that you can get out there for WordPress. There's probably some out there for Shopify. There's also a tool called Deadline Funnels, which I think is about $50 a month. So if you're not really doing that much, it might be a little pricey for some people. We use Deadline Funnels on all of our pages. And you know what? I'm curious right now, if you go to, let's see. If you go to baltickets.com right now, you're going to see an early bird pricing ends on Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time, which that needs to be fixed. It's actually Monday. So that has to be updated. Chris Schaefer, we gotta let Chris know that's supposed to be Monday. But anyway, we're going to fix that. But yeah, so it's an extra day. But see, right now, you're not seeing this if you're listening to this on a podcast, but there's a little banner at the bottom, or if you're on mobile, it might be at the top. And it's basically just a countdown. So right now it's 2 days, 13 hours. It's going to be actually 3 days and 13 hours and so on. But anyway, that's what that looks like. And that's how you would do that. Can we just use Facebook ads to promote products just to grab interested people emails? Yes, you can. The problem is, like I said, if you're going direct to sale, it's going to be harder to get the sale without people knowing who you are, or the company, or the brand. So you can test it. I would personally think to myself, I'm not expecting, here we are on expectations again, I'm not expecting that I'm going to be able to sell immediately, right? I know that I have to nurture them. I have to teach them. I have to educate them. I have to give them more reasons to want to trust, right? So that's what I would say on that there. Let's see here. Okay. What tools would you pay monthly for your business when starting? Tools. Well, ConvertKit would be a must. Okay. And if you guys are interested in going through our affiliate link, we also will give you a bunch of swipe copy and files and stuff. It's a little bonus that we're offering. If you go to brandcreators.com/ConvertKit, all together, ConvertKit. So brandcreators.com/ConvertKit. You can sign up for a trial there too. But I would recommend ConvertKit. That would be number one, because I'm building my email list almost day one out of the gate. The other thing is hosting. I got to buy hosting, but that's not really a tool. And as far as any other tools, off the top of my head, maybe a couple of plugins for SEO. Yoast. Well, we actually use Yoast Pro on the one, but the others we're using the free version. That's about it. Keeping it simple, guys, right? Like I can't think off the top of my head of anything else I would need. I need my domain name. I need my web hosting. WordPress is free. My theme, I'm going to buy my Generate Press add-ons, which is about $50 a year. That's about it. Not much. Let's see here. Would you run ads on YouTube and Google too? Maybe YouTube. I haven't had a lot of experience there. Google, I'm going to wait on. Derek, some people have a problem identifying their offers. They do not know how to explain what it is they are offering. But I think the big thing, Derek, is we need to get familiar with our list. We need to get familiar with our audience. And how do we do that, right? That's the big question. Well, to me, it's very simple. You might have to take a lead magnet and put it out there and see what it does after you throw $50 at it, right? So you might create a lead magnet, create a landing page, drive some traffic to it and go, oh, it's only converting at 5%. People don't want it, right? Or maybe I got my targeting wrong. As long as I got everything dialed in, I can test that offer really quickly without even building anything on the back end, okay? Now, we've done that in Brand Creators Academy. We did 2 different examples while we were building a list as a case study inside of our training inside of the Academy, Brand Accelerator, Email Marketing Accelerator. And we built 2 different lists using 2 different lead magnets. The one lead magnet was converting at 30%, which is great. We're shooting for 20% or more. The other one's converting at 41%. So we took the other one and paused it. We're going with the 41% one, right? So we just tested those side by side. But you can test it very quickly inside of Facebook ads if you're targeting the right people and just put up a lead magnet and see what it converts at. Then once we get that at like 30%, then we can say, okay, what are we going to offer on the thank you page? And we just kind of keep going down that line. What's up, Gio? Happy Friday to you too. Adrian, how would you build buzz about something as simple as baking, especially people who have 0 baking skills? Well, I would probably put it out there as like, do you want to be a better cook, or do you want to be the star of the party? Cooking everyone's favorite dish or something like that. It might be something along those lines, right? Or maybe it's not about like, because you're saying like build buzz about something as simple as baking. Maybe it's just like you're helping people with different meals that they can create or different baked goods, right? For them to entertain, right? Because we all know that when people come to a party and right now it's tough with, the virus and all of that stuff. But when we're out of that stuff, it's like people want to entertain. Or another angle, again, maybe you're not going to go after everyone who's baking. What you're going to do is you're going to go after a specific part of the market. So let's say that you're going after baking and just baking stuff. Like let's just say it's like even just desserts. Like let's just say we went into desserts. Maybe we go after paleo, right? How to create awesome, muffins, for paleo. I don't even know if you can have muffins, but there's probably a paleo type muffin. But anyway, you get what I'm saying, right? You can go after Weight Watchers, how to become, or how to create delicious baked goods for while doing Weight Watchers, something like that, right? So if you carve out a sub niche inside of baking, and you're not just like, I'm just going to show people how to become a good baker, we can find another angle. So that's what I would probably do, is try to find an angle and then go there. So just a little bit of advice there. Karen, I have several digital products. Yes, you do. We'll be adding more. Should I bundle on the upsell, or is it better just to promote one item at a time? We could change the upsell often. I like the idea of creating a really irresistible offer, Karen. So the more products that you're adding, the more value it seems. And it also, you can reduce the price, because now you're saying like, okay, each one of these is $10. There's 4 products. It'd be $40. Get it today for just $13.95, right? So to you, it's a one-time offer. It's also a way for you to make that offer and get your ad spend back immediately. And then there's only going to be a small percentage that take it anyway. And then on the back end, you can sell it maybe at another discounted price. Instead of it being a 60% discount, maybe it's going to be a 25% discount, right? So I do like the idea of having a bundle, because it makes the value seem more, because every product will sell individually for something, but then you can bundle it and make it be like, oh my gosh, if I was to buy all these together, it'd be $50. I can get it today for $19. Like that would be great, right? And I would love to see that offer fall between $9.99 and $19, like somewhere in that range. For someone that's coming in that doesn't know your brand, that would be a good offer. And especially if the price was like $40, $50 normally. So the value seems really, really incredible. India is on the other side of the world. It's amazing how we can reach people so far from the US. I know, isn't that awesome? Gio, is the new time for coffee talks? No, it's 10 a.m. You just came late, man. Oh, what's up, Gio? Glad to have you, man. Let's see. Okay, what is an easy way to transcribe video Google Voice? you probably could. Temi, Temi, I believe .com. Just search Temi. Really inexpensive. Just really just a good job. It's probably about 90% there. And then you would hand it off to an editor or you'd edit it yourself. So Temi, and it does it really quick. Let's see. Okay, I see. Google mobile first means that Google is ranking a site for mobile usability first instead of desktop usability. That could be very true. That's why I'm always looking at my analytics, and I can tell you right now on most of our stuff, 70% are viewing on mobile. So you do want to definitely optimize for mobile. So I agree with that. Yes, I did say Gumroad, Derek. Okay. Thanks. I have researched this. Keep getting emails. I just ignored it. Yeah. Okay. Is that for Gumroad? Are you going to show us how to do a podcast later? It's funny because in the new group, Rock Your Brand, and also it's funny inside of Brand Creators Academy, we have a few people that have started podcasts, which is awesome because I never thought that I would actually be giving advice on podcasting, although I'm probably qualified because I've done one now for over 5 years and we've just reached over 16 million-ish downloads. I think we're 16 million 3 or something like that right now, and continuing to grow. So I probably could help in that area. But inside of the Rock Your Brand group, I actually had a few people ask if they should start a podcast. And I do have some thoughts on that. Podcasting is a long play. Podcasting is a great way to have people get to know you before you ever sell them. So if you guys are listening to this on the podcast and you're not watching this, you're listening to this. You might have been listening to this for 20 minutes. You and I spent 20 minutes together. If you guys are here on a coffee talk, we're now 41 minutes into this, right? We spent 41 minutes together. Anytime that you can spend 41 minutes together or even 15 minutes together and not bouncing around from YouTube video to YouTube video, right? You build this trust, this bond. You get to know someone quick. You get to know, like, and trust them, right? So then you start to build this relationship. So I am a big believer in podcasts. I just say this, podcasting is not a way to start something and get traffic fast. It's not something that I look for that people are going to search and find me. It's a way that I can then either have people recommend the podcast, or I can let people know after they might, maybe they get the checklist. I can let them know that I have a podcast, right? Or maybe I'm on a podcast myself and I'm being interviewed. I can point people to the podcast. So to me, it's the best relationship builder, but it would not be my way that I would say, I'm going to start a podcast and monetize it. That would be a longer way of doing it. So I wouldn't add that first. I don't want that to be something that you spend a year on and then you say, well, why am I not able to get traffic? I look at podcasts, it's not really a traffic play. So anyway, yeah, I could definitely teach on that for sure. Okay, Salma, what is plugin to collect payment on WordPress? On WordPress, honestly, if you just want to collect payment, just use PayPal. Like PayPal allows you to take credit card, allows you to take PayPal directly. So I would say keep it simple. When I first started, I was just using PayPal. That's it. I just put a PayPal button. I just figured out how to create a PayPal button and put it there. I even did my first membership for my photography stuff with a PayPal membership subscription button. And that was it. Okay. We're selling on Amazon. So how would we make the coupon code from the thank you page only last 72 hours? We can discuss in BCA for more appropriate there. Yeah, it is more appropriate there. And I don't know who this is. Because it just says Facebook user. It might be Ken. Because I think you asked this the other day. Okay, so what you may need to do there is you may need to have a batch of different codes. You might also maybe have something that you might have to have written in some type of code. But what I would honestly say is, for the most part, people aren't going to go back there. So you might just want to offer it and then just give it to them and say it's going to expire. And then you can just update them every week, you know what I mean, with a new set, and then just put a new number in there. But yeah, that would probably be the easiest way. But I don't have the answer to that, to be honest with you. Chris Schaefer might have the answer. That's why you should ask that, excuse me, in BCA. All right, I had to take a sip of coffee there. Is there a hosting service you recommend over others? I use HostGator. I've used them for years. There's other ones out there. SiteGround, Bluehost. They're all pretty good. But I've had good luck with HostGator myself. Is ConvertKit better than Klaviyo? Klaviyo is built to, for me, honestly, is like more for e-commerce. ConvertKit is like all of it, right? I think Klaviyo is probably more powerful in some areas, but I think there's a steeper learning curve. I personally would do ConvertKit, just me. I think it's really, really robust. How do you decide between creating an ebook versus a course? Pros and cons. Well, an ebook is you're going to be able to do it faster. So I would do MVP, most, minimal viable product, right? Minimal viable product. Get that ebook done. And if you're attending the Brand Accelerator Live, I'm going to actually outline exactly how to do it. I'm going to show you examples on how we've done it. And there's actually one that hasn't been released yet, which is going to be released. We just created a full guide over 75 pages. I'm not going to give it away here. It's going to be released at Brand Accelerator Live. We just had it finished, and we are going to give that away, but I'm going to walk you through the process and how we actually did it. And now I have this asset that we can sell, or we can give it away like this. I would start with an ebook. I would totally start with an ebook, not a course. Derek, will you be showing us during the event how to retarget responses to Facebook ads during the event? Well, okay, so there's going to be a full session on that. And we're going to have about 45 to 50 minutes to go over everything. So there will probably be a little bit of time to talk about retargeting, but when you're talking retargeting, we're way down the line now. Let's not go there yet. We got to get the ads dialed in first. We got to get our cost per lead down, right? We got to get that stuff dialed in. Then we can talk about retargeting. But Chris will definitely be there to answer any questions you have on retargeting. Also, we are going to do a full cocktail hour, networking, questions and answers, and all of that stuff at the very end of the night. So any questions there, we can go into deeper as well. So definitely retargeting would be a next step, but I'm sure Chris will be touching on that. All right. Wow, you guys got a lot of questions today. Don't forget to take a sip. I already did. Let's see here. Okay. There was a conversation about podcasting in the group. I think a few got discouraged. I hope not, though, because it's an awesome experience. Yeah, it is. And, some people might get discouraged. I'm probably going to respond to that, Adrian, to be honest with you. And I'll come on video and kind of help in that area, because they're asking, should they start a podcast? But my question is going to be, why do you want to start a podcast, right? What are you looking to get from the podcast, right? If you're looking to start the podcast to get traffic, I don't think that's a great idea. If you're looking to do it so you can build a relationship with your audience over time and then lead people to the podcast by you either guest podcasting, guest blog posting, creating your own content on blog posting or YouTubing or any of that stuff, then great. But I agree. I'm going to definitely jump in and help with that. Does Temi make it SEO optimized blog for your videos? Or no, you got to do that yourself. Yeah, Temi's just going to transcribe verbatim what you say. That's it. Adrian, agreed. I'm back to podcasting after a 5-year break. Yeah, podcasting is fun too. You had a photography membership. You and my husband probably should connect. He's just starting in photography. Yes, we had one for over 6 or 7 years. It was great. Served us well, served the audience well. But after 5 years of doing something, a lot of times you pivot. I talk a lot about that, but I'll be sharing actually more on that at the live event. But also I'll probably do even a coffee talk, or I'll probably do stuff in the membership, BCA, more on really what that looked like. And actually inside of BCA, I announced this inside of there. I'm actually going to be kind of documenting and really giving more of behind the scenes of us building out Brand Creators Academy, our membership there. Because people inside the academy want to know that. They're like, I may want to do a membership one day. So I'm like, well, why shouldn't I share us building this and what we're doing and what our strategy is, right? Because, there's a lot to it, but I would never start with just a membership. Me personally, some people would, I wouldn't. Yeah, the photography membership for us did well. And the model that we had, I don't want to get too deep here. I got to get going here. Kids are going to be waiting for me, ready to go out in the boat. The model I did for that one, for the photography, was kind of like a BJ's Warehouse model, which was pay a membership fee, okay, monthly or yearly, and then you get discounts on products, right? So what we would do is we would charge $10 a month or $100 a year. And then what we would do is give them 50% off any of our digital products that we were selling on eBay or we were selling any other place, even on our website that weren't members. So we would do 50% discount. So if we sold it for 20, we would give them it, the price of 10. And it worked really well, right? But it doesn't work for everything. Like in BCA, it's a monthly or a yearly rate now. And basically there's no discount on like future products. Although we do give, like on the BCA, Brand Accelerator Live tickets, they're getting a huge discount if they want to attend live, but they're getting all the recordings for free. So there's things like that we're doing. How do you overcome tech overwhelm? It's a great question. You do what you need to do and keep it super, super simple. Like simplicity is my motto. You have to keep things simple or you're going to get bogged down and then you're not going to stick with it. Coupon is one of Scott's old podcast, episode 2017. That's funny. Let's see. Okay, cool. So PayPal, Square, or Stripe plugins. Yeah, there's some plugins out there. Tech overwhelm. Yeah, WordPress.org overwhelm seems to be a roadblock for me. Well, WordPress.org. So I don't know if you're talking about like the self-hosted or if you're talking about them hosting it. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you actually setting it up. And Kate, I think you got the playbook. If you have the playbook, like I'm literally walking you through that process. So that should help you. But inside of BCA, we have a full detailed, like step-by-step. Chris is like walking you through the setup. But once you get the blog set up with WordPress, you're just in an editor. It's not that hard, guys. It really, really isn't. I know it can seem overwhelming and it doesn't have to be. Is there a minimum number of pages a digital product or guide should have? I know it depends on the information presented. Yeah, it depends. I'm going to give a Chris Schaefer answer, but it needs to be enough to where you're not just giving them fluff. Like give them what they signed up for, right? Give them the information. And if anything, over deliver. Add more in there that they're not expecting. Make them go, wow, I can't believe you're not charging more, right? Like if you get the playbook, if you print the playbook, it's going to be 107 pages. You're going to go, wait a minute, he charged me less than $10 for this? That's crazy. Like this thing is worth way more. And that's by design, by the way, guys, right? So it doesn't have to be. I've had other guides that were 45 pages and still are, immense amount of value, but I might follow up and give them a free video, right? Something walking through. So I always want to over deliver though on that. There are alternatives to podcast, Facebook Live and YouTube Live, and now Instagram Live. Yes, you're absolutely right. So if you wanted to do a podcast, what I would say is do a Facebook Live. Do these right here. These right here are going to do the same thing, and you can strip the audio if you want to, and then put it up on a podcast feed. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, we're winding down here. Will social media be the new TV? You can send YouTube directly to your smart TV now. Yeah, I believe it will. Everyone's watching, YouTube, like you said, Netflix, Hulu, any of those things. So yeah, I think it is going to be the next thing. Derek, simplicity is king to prevent overwhelm. Too many distractions out there blowing up your email and all the spam coming to your phone these days. Yes, that's why we got to put the blinders on. Put the blinders on and get rid of the overwhelm. We do not want the overwhelm. All right, so simplicity. And again, I'm going to wrap this up right now. If you guys are attending Brand Accelerator Live, the virtual event, the all-day workshop, all right, it is designed to keep things simple, to keep you focused, and to give you things to do right now. Okay? So I want you to imagine that you are signing up for, let's say you signed up for a course that's like a 4-week or a 6-week course. You're going through it, you're getting overwhelmed, you're doing all of that stuff, and then you're like, oh my gosh, this seems like so much. If you attend Brand Accelerator Live, the virtual event, you're going to feel so refreshed that it's so like actionable and light. Okay. Like I'm all about right now, like doing things that feel light, not heavy. So I want to give you all the education that you need for the most part during this live workshop. And then yes, are there going to be things you got to do after the fact? Yes, but they're action steps. So now you come there, you learn, and then you take the action steps. That's the whole thing. That's our mission, right? There's not going to be 40 speakers, right? There's not going to be like these big giant summits that you see out there. Like I'm avoiding all of that, right? I'm actually going to write an email next week about that because people put out these summits and they think the more speakers, the better. If anything, it makes me feel like it's too much. I don't want to attend. I don't know about you, but that's how I feel, right? So what our goal here is to not overwhelm you, make you feel like, oh, wow, you gave me everything I need. Now I can go do it. And you make me feel like I don't have to do all that stuff, which is exactly what we want. So guys, I'm going to wrap this up. If you want tickets, if you are watching this or listening to this before September 12th and you want to attend live, head on over to baltickets.com. You can grab a virtual ticket there. Or if you're listening to this after the fact, you can still go to baltickets.com. And if we have our recordings available at that time, well, you can get them over there. All right, guys. So that is going to wrap up this Friday jam session. This was awesome. I want to thank you guys for attending. And as always, take care, take action, and I'll see you guys soon. All right. Have an awesome weekend. See you on Monday.